What's up, Clipper Nation? We are back.
Yes, sir.
With a couple games remaining here inside of the Intuit Dome. I am Mike Matthew with my guy Beef. But we're here tonight as the Clippers are going to be taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Beef.
Yes, sir.
They're looking to make it 5 straight victories. This team went from maybe towards the bottom of the play-in to right now they're sitting at the 5th seed with possibly a chance to be number 4 to finish this season. So let's see if the Clippers can make it happen. It's going to start tonight.
Yeah.
What do you hope to see from this Clipper team to make sure they pick up this victory against a lowly, very lowly San Antonio Spurs?
Well, tonight, you know, the Clippers is necessarily playing the Spurs. It's one of the last back-to-backs that we have.
Yeah.
And they just got to take care of business tonight. I know there's no Kawhi playing tonight, but the rest of everyone is playing tonight. So
yeah.
I expect James Harden to take care of business, Norman Powell. And the thing is, if you necessarily take care of business and get done tonight,
yeah.
you would definitely be okay. But again, it's no Kawhi,
yeah.
it's going to be okay because he will be available for tomorrow.
And, you know, without having Kawhi, that means, you know, more opportunity for Norman Powell, a guy
yeah.
that's very important going forward for this Clipper team to be successful. Because so far, you know, we've been seeing the big three with Zubac playing incredible,
yeah.
you know, especially last game. You have James Harden doing what he's doing and Kawhi looking like Kawhi. If Norman Powell can get this thing going
yeah.
and look close to the player that he was towards the beginning of the season, the Clippers will be a tough team. What do you hope to see from Norman Powell tonight? You know, because we're close to the end here.
What I expect for Norman Powell is a big night, right? We already know about the three-headed monster
yeah.
in regards to James Harden, Kawhi, and Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
But with Norm being that wild card and being another person that can be definitely a 20-point scorer,
yeah.
that can be a big, big push when it comes to playoff time.
And when it comes to the Intuit Dome,
yeah.
they started off really slow. You know, they were on 4, but it has become one of the best home court advantages in the NBA for the Clippers. How important is it to close out these last 2 games, you know, today and tomorrow,
yeah.
to give them a better chance as they're going forward into the playoffs?
Well, you got to think of it like this, right? If they necessarily close out this week, right, and when Denver and this whole bunch that's taking place from 4 on down,
yeah.
you could definitely play chess and move your way up. And now, instead of a team being on a roll for their first playoff game, you
yeah.
might be a team that might play their first home game if you slide up to that 4 seed. So
yeah.
we just got to see how the rest of it plays out. But you got to secure the end of the season. And I'm going to tell you right now, all the chips is going to be in that Sacramento game and also
yeah.
that Warriors game. That's going to be a matinee game.
And when it's this late in the season, every win is amplified. So you
yeah.
want to take care of business tonight, you know. And Coach talked about it in the presser. James Harden, you know, he has been one of the catalysts for this team. Coach has missed game. Kawhi Leonard didn't start the season off. Norm has missed game, but there has been James Harden there. Just what's the importance of his leadership on and off the court and his importance to finish off the season a strong way?
James Harden has been a person that necessarily everyone's kind of overlooking the league. He's been having that stigma that he's not a team player, right? Yeah. It started in the offseason when the team actually got with James in Phoenix
yeah.
and spent time. And the one person that I really paid attention to during the interaction is Zoo. And we all know how James Harden can definitely elevate a center.
Yeah.
He has elevated Zoo, and Zoo also has elevated himself. Zoo said it so. This is somebody that he always been waiting for a point guard like this. And since he got it, he has been taking full advantage of it. And we're now seeing Zoo being mentioned for awards. We see James Harden necessarily getting the acclimates in All-Star games. So it's something good to see and good to watch.
If you see me looking back, I'm trying to see if we can see CP3, like if it's possibly, you know, he older, could be his last game playing against the Clippers. But, you know, it's going to be good to see him tonight. But I'm thinking for the Clippers, Shaq talks about it a lot of time, the others, right? So you want to see them also finish a strong tonight, going forward to finish the season because they're going to be so needed. Who's that one guy off the bench that you hope to see him shine bright tonight so that we can kind of get some confidence rolling over for that player?
The one person I want to see shine bright is actually going to be Nico Batum.
Okay.
Nico, because Nico's actually the glue guy. He's a Swiss Army knife. Yeah. And you know how Nico is in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So seeing him fine-tune himself, you know, sharpen his skills a little bit because he's going to get a little playing time.
Yep.
And just make sure everything is on point when he steps into the playoffs.
For me, it's Ben Simmons, man. Like, I know Ben Simmons is the wild cards of wild cards.
He's just a center.
You know? But you're hoping that if he can bring some energy and from that 5 position, the playmaking that he can bring, the defense that he can bring, when Coach likes to go small. So it adds another element if he can finish his season strong where they can trust him to give them. I've been saying, hey, 12 minutes of Ben Simmons is enough. If he can somehow get up to 16 minutes, will be a steal for the Clippers. So my eyes are going to be on him tonight. Beav, it's another big one. because everyone is big here on out. The Clippers look to make it 5 straight victories as they try to climb up the playoff rankings there in the Western Conference. Guaranteed that it's going to be a good game, and I hope y'all ready. Michael Matthew, my guy B, Clippers full clip. Come catch us after the game, baby.
Let's go.
Michael Matthew here, Full Clip Clippers Unleashed. As you can see, we are here at the Clip Shop where we are here. Tammy's inside. She's in there looking for some of that new hot gear, the Clipper City Edition 23-24 season. It's really dope. I can't wait for you guys to check it out. Let's go inside with Tammy and see what she has.
All right, Clippers fans, the 2024-25 City Edition gear has dropped for the LA Clippers. They have all kind of cool sweatsuits. I really, really like this one. It looks cozy. I love the puffy print. They've got hoodies. They've got jackets. They have jerseys. They have tote bags, hats. They have everything that you need for the 2024-2025 City Edition. Grab it before it's gone. I'm thinking about getting something myself. What do you think I would look like in this? Who knows?
Everybody ready? Come on, let's go. The Refund Show! Let's go! The Refund Show! Let's go!
What's up, Clipper Nation? We are still here inside of the Intuit Dome where we just watched the Clippers pick up their 5th straight victory, 122-117 over the San Antonio Spurs, as they now sit in the 4th spot, man. They are shooting up the standings. I am Michael Matthew with my guy Beeve with Full Clip Clippers Unleashed. Beeve, the Clippers are in the 4th seed after this win. How are you feeling about that, man?
It feels good, but let me just take a moment just to explain all the travesty that took place today.
Oh, man, a lot of crazy.
So the Clippers are necessarily sitting in the 4th seed. Why? Because they kind of own that tiebreaker between Denver.
Yep.
They own a tiebreaker between Memphis. They also own a tiebreaker against the Warriors.
Yeah.
So that's necessarily what propelled them. In this game tonight, who else all took an L was the Minnesota Timberwolves, who dropped down below. Now the Clippers, if hell freezes over or God's gonna come down themselves, can take the 3rd seed from the Lakers. If the Lakers just have a breakdown, like they had tonight against OKC. But I will say this, the Clippers are doing what it takes to win. And I also have good news, Clipper Nation. There has been reports that Fred VanVleet, Sengun might be because the Houston Rockets have locked up the 2nd seed, so they really don't have nothing to play for, really.
Yeah.
So they might start sending their players, so the Clippers can actually take advantage of a back-to-back with an easy schedule coming up and be ready to lock in on the Kings and the Warriors on that final road trip. But I will say this, it was a great night. Zubac, double-double machine.
Crazy.
Norman Powell going crazy, Harden going crazy, Bogey going.
And you know, when you play with your fool, you kind of give a team hope. And we saw that with the Clippers. They started off barely holding on to a 2-point lead, you know, heading into the 2nd half. But it was the 3rd quarter where you saw Zeus start to pick it up. Norm was making shots. Harden was playmaking. What did you see in that 3rd quarter that kind of put them over the top? Clearly, Coach Ty Lue told them something in that locker room.
A team that responded with urgency. If you have been watching Clippers games from start to finish, this team was a team that struggled in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
They came out slow. Tonight they came out fast, energized. They came out like they must have read that the Timberwolves had lost and let's get this win. But just hearing Ty Lue as we get closer to the end of the season, they just want to secure these wins. Nobody wants to play in unnecessary games that don't have to. So the Clippers are doing all that they can to lock in a seed above 6.
And a guy we have to talk about, you're going to check out the presser. Ty Lue said, hey, Zubac is dominant, you know, and he's a guy averaging about 16 points, 13 rebounds, another 20-20 night, 12 straight double-doubles for him. Yeah. This is his, 6th game with having 20 rebounds. Just to see the progression of Zoo. You know, I was really watching him back when he was a Laker. But then he became a Clipper, and to see the progression of what Zoo has been able to do. Is he a dominant center like Coach is saying?
Well, you don't have too many centers in the league that necessarily play old school basketball. Zoo is definitely a type of center that puts his back to the basket, and he has a little nice floater or a nice little, he's working on a little hook shot a little bit. But you don't see too many traditional centers like that anymore. So definitely Zoo is a dominant center, especially when you averaging a double-double in the 1st half, and then you follow it up with another double-double in the 2nd half. You just call it double-double machine.
Going crazy, He's going crazy. Shout out to Norman Powell. He led the team in scoring 25 points tonight. I was able to ask Coach just how vital, how important it is for him to get going. And he gave us a coach's talk. We need everybody to get going. But he does understand the importance of Norm. To see him tonight, come out here, knocking down shots, made 9 shots tonight when they have no Kawhi. Like you said, the Rockets may be shorthanded. Maybe you might tell Kawhi, chill another night because Norm is making shots. How important is it for him to kind of get it going as we get closer to the playoffs?
It's very important because when Kawhi comes back, that's when Norm kind of defers a little bit. But I wouldn't say sit Kawhi. I would actually say have Kawhi play and have Norm find his way in the game tomorrow in regards to that. See if he can catch a rhythm just like he caught tonight against the Spurs.
Hey, and James Harden near triple-double. The quietest near triple-double that you would see.
Stuck in the mud triple-double.
Yeah, stuck in the mud triple-double because of Zoo and Norm's play. But the Clippers are doing their thing. But don't just listen to us. As always, we got Coach there with the post-game presser. Coach, you get 25 from Norman Powell tonight, leading you guys. How important is it to get him going to like something close to what we saw earlier in the year, and how is he adjusting with the success of Zoo and Harden and even Kawhi around him to try to find and pick his spots?
It's just important to win. It don't matter who's playing well, whose night it is. And like I said, a while ago, Norm has been, huge for us this year, especially with Kawhi missing over 50 games and, over 40 games, whatever it is. But, he led us in scoring for a reason. He came in shape, ready to go, and he can score in bunches. And he's been huge for us all season long. And so I'm not going to put the pressure on him having to get going or having to score. Like, just play the right way and win games. And so we're going to need Norm. We're going to need all of our guys to be special, all the way out. And so Norm was just being Norm tonight. We needed it, with Kawhi being out. But with our team playing better, with individuals playing better, we just got to, play the right way and win the game.
Ty, is there anything that Zoo does now that even surprises you, considering how he's played this season?
No, I mean, his touch around the rim, left hand, right hand, in the pocket with the floaters, which he developed. And Jay Larinaga has been doing a great job just working with him every single day with his touch, around the basket. But the most impressive thing is just rebounding the basketball the way he's been doing.
Does he seem in better shape to you than years past?
Yes.
Any insight on what maybe might have changed going into this season for him?
I think, having to play more minutes, was huge. But I thought he had a great training camp as well. Just coming in, being in decent shape, but then getting in better shape throughout training camp. And, we've been having to lean on him a lot this season. So I think he's just gotten really good shape from just playing a lot throughout the course of the season.
Coach, you guys started off pretty slow in the first half. Did there anything that you told him in the second half at halftime to kind of get the flow back? Or
Yeah, I mean, we're playing for something. Like, we have a chance to do some special things, and, we can't mess around with this game, And so I know a few of the guys were, tired, and James being one of them, said he felt like he was stuck in mud. But, other guys stepped up, Bogey off the bench, Zoo, Norm scoring the basketball, DJ was huge scoring the basketball. And so we was able to take some pressure off of James, on a night like this where he's feeling tired and sluggish. And so just however we got to do, whatever we got to do to win the game, and fight through it. And I thought our guys did a better job in the second half.
It's been a while since we saw Jeff on the sidelines. Just how was it having him back and getting him back, especially before this regular season ended?
No, it was great. And like I said, Brendan O'Connor did a great job, in JVG's absence, but we definitely missed him, And so having him back is huge. It's huge for us. And like I said, that's what's so important about, building a great coaching staff. He goes down, BOC steps in. I go down, B. Shaw steps in, and everybody moves up. And so just in it together, players, coaches, we're all in it together. And when a guy goes down, we have his back. And so it's really good to have him back.
Coach, 17 turnovers today, but a lot of live ball turnovers. I know these are things that you want your guys to continue to focus on as you guys get ready for the playoffs, those live ball turnovers. What was it that San Antonio was doing that was forcing the turnovers that you saw on your end?
They were being aggressive. I thought they were really physical, get into the ball, trying to pressure. And Castle did a good job of pressuring James all night, just trying to wear him down. And so we've been really good lately at just taking care of the basketball, make sure we're not turning it over. But tonight we had a little slippage in that department. So just their physicality, just their ball pressure, it hurt us a little bit.
And your point of attack defense, it seemed like San Antonio, Castle, Johnson, and Wesley seemed like they put emphasis on touching the paint. Were you proud of you guys' point of attack defense that you saw tonight?
No.
Ty, anything can happen for the next couple of days here with the season, but given how well you guys have played here, how important is it for you to potentially have a home court advantage series starting here?
We're just taking it one game at a time, Tomer. But, from where we come from and now where we're at, just, we want to get in, without having to play in the play-in game. And so we're taking it one step at a time, one game at a time. But if we was able to get, like I said, home court, that would be very special, especially how well we've been playing at home. And, our guys have done a good job to get to this point, so we control our own destiny.
I'll phrase it this way then. Has this felt like, as you guys have kind of picked up steam here, has this felt like much more of a home court than maybe earlier in the year or in years past?
Yes.
Any big changes that you've kind of noticed as the year's gone on?
We have our own building. We don't have to worry about other banners hanging up. I mean, we don't share an arena like it's his home. And so, like I said, Mr. Balmer said when he first took over the team that he was gonna build an arena, and so it's here. And I know we struggled early on; it didn't look good for us, but ever since that, I thought we did a good job of just have a home court advantage. The wall's been great. Our fans have been great. And we just got to continue to keep building off of it.
Hey, Ty.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, obviously Kawhi didn't play tonight, but as great as he's been playing lately, I wondered, like, is there something that you see from him or about him or how he goes that kind of indicates to you, like, yeah, he feels like Kawhi?
When he's getting to a spot and he has that pop, he's back to being who he is. And then also, I look at rebounding. When he's rebounding the basketball at a high level, you can tell that he's feeling good. And so I'm glad we got him in a good place. Right now he's been playing well. He's feeling good. And we just got, like I said, just continue to keep building off what we've been doing and for these last 3 games.
Coach, you aforementioned about your coaching staff and how important it is to have coaches on the bench that you can rely on and step in where need be. I'm curious, for you, what type of development does that look like throughout the year in you developing coaches?
Well, our coaches are old as hell, so they're developing me with B. Shaw, JBG, Larry Drew, those guys. But they've been around and they've seen a lot. And so I always lean on those guys a lot, So it's just not me, and that's why I always give a lot of credit to our coaching staff, from player development all the way, up to JVG, J. Larinaga, BOC. Like, all of our guys has, been doing a good job, and I trust them. They're not afraid to tell me the truth if I'm messing up, and things that they see. And you need that as a coach, and so to get better and have guys in your corner that, well, Dante talks a lot, but, Dante Jones, who's always, just having a lot of ideas and, they channel things and try to, come to you with a lot of different things. And so I'll listen, and it's good, like I said, just to have those guys around and developing Jeremy Castleberry, like you said, Dante Jones, Cookie Belcher, Sean Fine, Chris Holguin, Connor Dunleavy, and probably Amir Johnson. So I'm probably missing some guys, but like I said, just being able to develop those guys and those guys listen to me, but also being able to, get development from LD and Jeff Van Gundy and B. Shaw. So we're all connected.
And then Zoo, his game is a relic of times past. He's a big man that plays with his back to the basket. Has he crossed the threshold of being a dominant big man in this game?
I would say so. I mean, teams are double teaming him. You haven't seen too many teams play him one-on-one. Like, they're coming to double, they're trying to front the post and mixing up coverages. But I would say the year he's having right now, he's for sure dominant.
I know you guys are taking things one game at a time, but with tonight's win, you moved into 4th. Just what would it mean to be able to host first round playoff series here with the way the fans have been coming out recently?
It will be great. I think lately fans are really amazing, really great. We get a lot of support from them, a lot of push in the games. I think hosting a playoff series is not something we hoped at the beginning of the season. I mean, we hoped, but it's really great to be in this position. So one game at a time, try to win out all for till the rest of the season, and see where we at.
So this was a bad rebounding team in years past. Like, look, best defensive rebounding team in the entire league. That's kind of like how y'all been so good defensively. What has that meant to you, and what has that meant as far as, like, how they rely on you to be that guy on the board?
A lot. Every year we kind of mentioned it. We're a bad defensive transition team, and bad defensive rebounding team, and that was really something I wanted to get better at. That's something I can directly control, and JVG, beginning of the season, pushed me a lot, pushed the whole team a lot, that we got to be better in those 2 areas, and we're doing a great job in defensive rebounding, and I think we're getting better with defensive transition as well.
What does it mean to you to hear people say that you're one of the top 2, 3 best centers in the NBA, one of the most dominant guys around right now?
Means a lot, but I don't really pay attention to it much. And just want to play my best, want to get better, and help the team win. And that means I'm one of the best bigs, so be it. But I just want to win and help my teammates make their life easier on the court.
Did you do anything differently during the off season to prepare for this season?
No.
Lose weight, get in shape?
No, I actually gained some weight, so I think it was good weight. But no, I did the same stuff, worked on my body, worked on my game, and I think it's just bigger opportunity, bigger chance I got, more touches and more minutes. And I think I'm using it right.
So this is a career high 77 games for you now in the season?
That is?
76 was your previous. Oh, no. Yeah, that was your previous, now 77. You could play 80. You know, I think Ty's talked a lot about wanting to preserve you and not kind of burn you out during the season, but you're almost got to play 80 games. You've played 33 minutes a night all season. Just how have you been able to up that part of your game, the conditioning and being able to be available?
I think before every season, my goal is to play 82 and try to be out there every single night. But I would say last month before training camp, I kind of added a lot of conditioning stuff to my workouts because I knew I'm going to be out there more than a year before, and paid off. And really taking care of my body, lifting a lot, getting in for treatments, massages, cold tubs, and stuff like that. So I feel really good. I feel like, some nights I even feel like I could play the whole game, and feel really good, man.
James the other day was talking about like your strong communication and receptiveness to feedback that explains the strong chemistry. How do you view those different responsibilities and all that?
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's just he's one of the best ever, and when he got something to say, you got to take the critic. You can't be very smart around him. He's been through it all. And it's when it's coming from a place of him wanting for me to get better, or the other guys, we're gonna listen, and it goes both ways. So it's been really big in our relationship on the court, up the court, the whole team, like just being able to talk to each other, give a critic, take a critic, and it gotten us all better.
Zoo, I know we've always asked you throughout the season, like, what's gone into you having the type of season that you have, but the minutes that you're playing, is the uptick in touches, has that given you more confidence to play at the level that you're at? That
yeah, for sure.
Like you're going to be on the floor for so much.
Yeah, that means a lot to me. I know I'm going to be out there for a lot, so even sometimes if I don't start the game well, I don't put pressure on myself. I know I'm going to get back out there. I know teammates and coaches are going to trust me. They're going to go back to me. So that really helps me with a rhythm and confidence. So I would say that's pretty big for me.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Sue.
Last one, go ahead.
Quick question for you real quick. How can you tell when he's feeling like himself? Is there something about the way he...
No, I don't know. He's just... I don't know. The first game he was back, I could tell he's Kawhi Leonard. He's always, no matter how long he's been out or whatever minute restriction he got or whatever, he's always going to get to his spot. He's always going to take the same shots. I don't know. He feels every game he looks the same to me.
Thanks, Sue.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you. So we're back. Hearing Coach, he's a guy you could tell just his energy. He's locked in. But what I really enjoyed from the presser today was he was giving kudos and love to his assistant coaches.
Definitely.
He understands how important they've been on this journey, and the fact that he's building his own kind of coaching tree with the guys that he mentioned. Mentioning our guy Dante Jones to always show us love. Just talk about the coaching job you've seen from this staff so far this year as they get close to a possible third seed in the Western Conference.
Well, I view Ty Lue's coaching staff as Ty Lue being the young coach and the old heads, right?
Okay.
Those old heads that you always can learn game from because they've been around it for so long,
Yeah.
and they're never going to steer you wrong, and they're never going to keep it shy with you. They're going to tell you how it is, and that's B. Shaw, that's necessarily Dante, Jeff,
Van Gundy,
you know, Larry. They're going to keep
Larry Drew.
They're going to keep it raw and uncut for you, and he
Yeah.
need that as a coach that's necessarily growing and a coach that necessarily want to be the best. They can be well-rounded. That's why Ty Lue is a player's coach, because he's necessarily has
Yeah.
the full thing. He can talk to them young, he can talk to them old, he can talk to them in between, because he's well-rounded in his coaching style.
Yeah, and you know they're doing a hell of a job. Like I said before the game, they were a team that we thought was going to be towards the bottom of a play-in. Now they're a team that's getting to the top of the West, playing some great basketball. 5 straight victories. But you know we aren't done. We got Jovan with us, and she's going to give us tonight's player of the game.
What's up, Clipper Nation? It's Jovan here with tonight's player of the game, and my pick tonight is going to go to the Norman Powell. Norman Powell seems to be getting back on track, doing what he does best, knocking down some threes and getting in the paint a lot. Tonight versus the Spurs, Kawhi was not playing, but Powell made sure he stepped up and got 25 points tonight, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Now, the first half of the game was a little too close for comfort, with the Spurs especially being third to last in the Western Conference. But Powell stepped up, led the team to victory, and got another dub here at home at the Dome, and now the Clippers are 4th in the Western Conference. That's all I got from me here, with my pick being Norman Powell. I'll pass it over to you guys, Michael and B.
We're back. Great pick, Jovan. She could have went many different ways, but she chose the right player, and the Clippers chose the right time to pick it up in the third quarter to make sure that they picked up this 122-117 victory. They're back tomorrow night against the Houston Rockets. Maybe a short-handed Houston Rockets, resting players, so we'll see. But the Clippers has a chance to continue to shoot up the Western Conference standings. From Michael, Beeve, Jovan, we're here with Full Clip Clippers Unleashed. See you tomorrow.
Let's go.